Take a look at this. Well, well. Now here's a fine haul.
Great. Let's do this one run. Get.
Scout ship setting.
Hey! Did you know that in our grandfather's time, Southgand used to be an independent nation? Midgand acted nice with us at first, asking us if we wanted to form a republic. But once they realized that we didn't have a king, they changed their tune and declared war. Well, we got rightly angry and joined together to fight them off. We met the attacking Royal Navy on the high seas.
So there was a naval battle?
Yeah. If we had taken them up on their initial offer, maybe we could have avoided unnecessary death. The war raged for 10 years. By the end of it, both Midgand and Southgand were in tatters. What a waste.
Midgand is much larger and more powerful than Southgand. Why did the war last so long?
Every time Southgand was in danger, a big storm would show up and sink Midgand's fleet. It happened many times. We Southganders started calling these storms Aminoch's Fury, or Aminoch's Divine Wind.
Still, Midgand won, and Southgand was taken over, right?
Yeah, but even the great Midgand was forced to recognize Southgand's demands in the face of Aminoch's fury. Despite our loss, Midgand didn't interfere in our worship of Aminoch, or lay their hands on our temple.
But now the Abbey has seized Aminoch's temple.
I just hope history doesn't repeat itself.
Select cuts of the finest meats, fruit for sale, fish for sale. Caught just we always have the freshest produce. Feels like this won't last.
This is all your fault for letting your tongue wag.
Those cretins already took our temple away from us. Why did you go and tell them?
I never intended for this to happen, I swear. But they asked me a question, so I couldn't not answer.
You should have just lied to them. Kamoana hasn't been back in days now. This is all your...
So that's what happened.
She asked us to look for them because she felt guilty.
You better be ready.
Take that! Devour! Hope this works! Finish! Like a fire! No mercy!
Wounds that won't heal.
Carve into flesh! Lethal pay! Ready? Set! Got you! Rise it! Take that! Devour! Finish! Breakthrough! Hero! Got you! Like Echo! Inventorus! Man down! Shut down! Take that! Devour! Heavens!
Come on, really?
This rocky shore just keeps going. Just don't step on any sea slugs, okay?
Why not? What's the big deal?
It's just that it isn't pretty. Their insides squish everywhere.
Yikes. That sounds pretty traumatizing.
Then again, if you pickle their innards, it makes for a great snack.
You eat them?
Oh, don't be a baby. You've had worse.
Forget the sea slugs. Try not to step on the coral.
Good point. Coral is alive and needs our protection.
Or maybe it's because some of it can be sold for jewelry.
I didn't mean either of those reasons. Although Manon appears similar to Maclear Beach, it was formed by a completely different process.
Now that you mention it, this area is covered by rocks.
Maclear is just your average seashore. But Manon here was made by the slow corrosion of seaside caves.
They were worn away by the waves?
That too. But mainly, it was the handiwork of a rock-eating species of coral, known as ravening table coral. Stay in contact long enough, and they'll melt your flesh right off.
Ah, so that's why it tingles every time I touch the coral.
Why didn't you warn us earlier? Are we ready for this?
Here's the fire! Finish! Right here! Shake the head! Devour! Forward serpent! I say! Shake the head! Devour! Super wave! Fire conviction! Finish! Right through! Take that! Devour! Strike! Here I come! Right again! Finish! Right through!
I enter the fray!
Element three is gonna be together!
For me!
Here it comes! Forward serpent!
Killing flash! But I'm this close, I won't miss! Form zero! Thunder! Hold it!
Enough waiting! Take that! Devour! Shadow flow! Finish! Breakthrough! Transform! Put ahead! Run like circle! Infernal torn! Take that! Devour! I'll help you!
I'll finish this!
Go there! Crash through! Too slow!
No escape! You're wide open! Die or
Take that! Devour! Shadow flow! Moonlight circle! Keep it up! Take that! Devour! It's not over yet! Rock it up! Heaven's wrath! I'll help you! Devour! Shadow flow! Liberate way! Defying conviction! Finish! Breakthrough! Red Gutsy! Binding frost! Nail crusher! Illuminate us! Red Gutsy! Too slow! Clear way! Invigorate us! Devour you! Next! Take that! Inspiration! No mercy!
Wounds that won't heal!
Carved into flesh! Lethal pay! Splitter! Forward Gutsy! Take that! Devour!
I enter the fray!
Finish! Breakthrough!
How's this? How's this? How's this?
Vanishing thunder! Megasonic drop! Take that! Devour!
Hold up! Let's go! Eat it!
Rising falcon! Finish! Breakthrough!
Lucky Lou!
Take that! Devour! Alright! Heaven's dragon! Claws of Auburn! Take it out! Devour! Shadow flow! Out of control! Fight! Finish! Breakthrough! Take that! Devour! Vanishing thunder! Heaven's wrath! Finish! Breakthrough! Take that! Devour! Crash through! Moonlight cycle! Heaven's wrath! Gutsy! Vanishing thunder! What's that? Devour!
Shooting star!
Shadow flow! Moonlight cycle! Come on! Put up some fight, okay? Laffy said, have you been taking care of that rhino stag roast like a good boy?
Of course. I make sure to feed it every night before I go to sleep, since it's nocturnal.
How long are you going to keep on calling it a rhino stag roast?
I don't know. It's a new kind of beetle, so it's gonna be hard to tell if it's really a rhino or a stag. You're asking a lot of questions. Bienfu, do you like bugs?
Duh! I love rhinoceros and stag beetles both! What guy doesn't find them fascinating?
Right? So which kind of beetle do you think it is? Rhino or stag?
Oh, that's a tough question. But guess what? Miss Mogulu taught me a surefire way to tell.
I didn't know there was a way to tell.
Yeah, but if I do it, you gotta name it after me, alright? Come on! What guy doesn't wish he had a cool bug named after himself, right? And besides, Miss Mogulu told me that this technique is so good that it's only fair to have a bug named after you in return. So what do you say, man to man? Come on, let's live the dream!
Oh, all right. How can I say no to that? Besides, we all did work together to capture it anyway.
Yay! Thanks, Laffy-set. All right, show me the bug, and I'll tell you what it is. Miss Mogulu says you need to open up its outer wings and get a good whiff of the thin underwings.
I'm pretty sure I remember rhinoceros and stag beetles smelling really nasty under their wings.
Is it really that bad?
Why not find out for yourself?
No thanks. I think I'll pass.
Maybe you shouldn't do this after all, Bienfu.
You probably just want to hog the name all to yourself. Well, too bad! A real man never goes back on his word. If it packs a mean punch, then it's a rhinoceros beetle. And if it smells really zesty, then it's a stag beetle.
I don't know about this.
Just let him do it, Laffy-set. He's already volunteered.
I can do this! Just you watch! This smell is the most bad thing that ever batted it!
Whoa! He fainted with his eyes still open! Hey! Wake up! Wake up, Bienfu!
Miss Mogulu, as soon as I smelled it, my nose literally exploded.
He looks like he's having a bad dream.
I spy with my little eyes a kiddo who's spying at my bewitching waist.
Oh, sorry. I just couldn't help it. What are those books anyway?
Oh, that's a great question. Since you asked, I'll reveal the secrets of my tomes just for you. On the right, I've got my household ledger in the back and my magic encyclopedia in the front. That one I mostly use for oil blotting paper.
What's oil blotting paper?
It's a girl thing. The two on the left are my heavy book, which I use for flower pressings, and then my super pop-up book.
A super pop-up book?
When you open it, it pops out with the force of a raging river! When an enemy has me cornered, I can just open it up facing a nearby wall and pop! Instant getaway! The only downside is that it's a real pain to try to get closed again, so I haven't used it in years.
What about the book right in front?
That's actually layer cake.
Whoa, really?
Seared into its batter are precious bits of knowledge. Eating it is just as good for your brain as it is for your stomach.
Wow! I had no idea that was possible.
He's taking this so seriously, I almost feel bad.
All of your books are so interesting, Moggy Lou. That's really cool.
There's no end to your curiosity, is there? What do you say? Want to take a closer look?
Boy, would I.
If you really do, then say, Moggy Lou, I want to get to know you better.
Moggy Lou, I want to get to know you better.
All right, I accept. I'll reveal to you my most private secrets.
Wow, so that's what's on the other side of these books. I wouldn't have ever guessed that.
What the? What are you doing with Laphicet?
He said he wanted to see, so I'm showing him. You have no right to stand in the way of his desires.
It's my job to protect him as his vessel, especially from someone so wicked as yourself. Also, what you're doing runs contrary to public decency.
Witches aren't supposed to be decent.
These bindings with the locks on them. This style used to be really popular during the Meliodas dynasty.
Now that I know you're such a bad influence for him, I'll be keeping a closer eye on you.
If you can't learn to take it easy, nobody's ever gonna want to marry you, you know.
Like you're a shining example of marriage material yourself.
Hey, Moggy Lou, could you turn them over one more time? I want to see how the book's attached to your belt.
Yeah, sure.
Hey, Moggy Lou, I was wondering about that book you have on your waist. The one you called your heavy book, for flower pressings.
Your curiosity truly knows no bounds, does it, kiddo? Okay, nobody else knows this, but since you're so interested, I'd hate to leave you hanging. My heavy book, the one I use for flower pressings, is none other than a collection of Bienfu's poetry.
Bienfu likes to write poems?
Yep, you'd never guess it, but he's actually just about the best Moloch poet around. Some people even call him the Great Norman Poet. Here, I'll read you my favorite one. If there is something unimportant happening to the east, I'm made to go there and back. If there is something unimportant happening to the west, I'm made to go there and back. I can never rest nor be at peace. Every day my life is a living hell.
That's heavy stuff.
Isn't it? That's what makes it so good for pressing flowers. It's so wonderfully oppressively heavy.
Moggy Lou, your face has gone all sinister looking.
How about it, Laphicet? Picking up on anything?
Yeah, in the direction of the temple. The feeling's getting stronger now.
What's this?
A demon!
The demon we heard about? Sounds like it's having fun.
Then we'll use this distraction.
Wow, look outside! It's the ocean!
This was a place of worship for Aminoch, the Water Empyrean. The ancients built this sanctuary underwater for the same reason that Eumasia's temples were built underground.
But building this underwater couldn't have been easy.
Aye. With the Earth temples, all they had to do was keep digging. Here, they had water to contend with.
How did they do it? You can't split the sea like you can a log.
They started by stacking giant stone blocks in the shallows, creating an enclosed space. Then they drained the water and expanded the enclosure. Once they had done that enough times and secured enough dry space, they were able to dig into the sea floor.
It's mind-boggling, isn't it?
The humans believed that by going through such great hardships to build these temples, they could show the depth of their devotion.
Additionally, current research suggests the site of this temple once sat on the seacoast.
What? Are you saying I'm wrong?
No, I'm only reporting what I've read in academic journals.
How would coastal ruins sink into the ocean?
When the Empyreans began their slumber, The land shifted, and this temple was swallowed by the sea. Scholars were able to prove that the sand and the heavy stones formed an airtight seal around the structure. Later, people carved an undersea tunnel to connect to the temple, bringing it to its current state.
Now that you mention it, I think I read that book too. Revised Theories on Ancient Architecture, right?
That's the one. Have you read it, Aizen?
No, I only read the first edition.
The problem with the stone enclosure theory is that each time you expand the enclosure, the innermost stones have to be carried out. Once that was pointed out as being too inefficient, alternate theories were developed. The revised edition has a number of competing theories. I highly recommend reading it.
I will then.
So, wait, was that a complete rebuttal of Aizen's explanation?
That was not my intention.
It's okay. Archaeology is a continuous process of asking new questions and making new discoveries. Prevailing theories change all the time.
What's it matter anyway? Let's just get going. There's no Empyrean here, right, Aizen?
If you're worried about it, why not flip that coin of his? Heads, no Empyrean. Tails, Empyrean Central.
But it always comes up tails.
Like I said before, these temples are nothing more than places of worship built by human hands. The current religion started when humans, fearful of natural forces, began to worship four gods they called the Empyreans. If you're concerned about whether or not one is sleeping in these ruins, just remember that their very existence is only legend.
Be that as it may, Inominat certainly exists.
Aye. But I've never heard a single story of anyone actually seeing an Empyrean. Inominat must be a special case then.
Must be.
I suppose so. If there were 4 more like him, and they were all trying to stop us, we'd be sunk.
I can't disagree.
This recipe looks real tasty.
Scout ship said...
Don't waste my time.
That's like you're gonna be blast away the shadows of darkness! Finish!
Come on, really?
Always be on guard. Thermal skewer! Finish! Make a side drop! Got you! Running strike! Cerberus wave! Down! Twin whip! Cerberus wave! Running mound! Running mound! Too
Its guardian was angry at it.
Hold on. You can read a Guardian's heart?
Yeah, sort of.
Here I come!
Lavender and Rollick! Vanishing Thunder! Take that! Here goes! Make a left turn! Resound! Arise! Become the blade of destruction! Lost Bond! Rise! Blade of Heaven's will pierce thine enemies! Burning Mound! Native Heaven's Wrath!
We're finished here. Let's go.
I can fight too! Shadow Flow! Take that! Shadow Flow! Run thunder! Here! You won't get away! Shadow Flare! Fight! Twin Wing Move! Through my door! Here! Take that! Devour! Out of my way! Heaven Trap! Take that! Devour! Twin Whip! Cerberus Wave! Out of my way!
It appears that we're finished here.